think this is maybe live. It keeps locking on to Dr. Doom. Hold on. I'm not even sure if I'm live or not. Let's see. I think it is. I don't think there's any video. Why is there no video? Hold on. We'll figure this out. Let's see. Is there? No? It says I'm live. Okay. I don't think this is working. The video is going through. Okay, playback error. Oh, you do see me. Okay. On my end, it's not. Okay, there we go. It's now showing. Yeah. Sorry. Hey, everybody. I'm glad it wasn't like picking my nose or something like that. My camera keeps locking onto Dr. Doom as well. So, bug flying around here. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. A little impromptu live stream. Figured I'd be here unboxing the Anycubic Photon Mono M7 Pro and figured why not unbox it live with you guys instead. So it'd be a little bit more fun. I haven't done a live stream in maybe a month or so, so figured it'd be just a little fun opportunity to get to say hi to everybody and get to connect. Can I do like, I've got to learn, I'm using the Osmo Pocket 3 and I've got to learn some of the more advanced controls here with this, but how's the audio? You have to let me know how the audio is. Oops, I've meant to drape this under my shirt. I just got this, and it doesn't drag. It doesn't pull my t-shirt down. That's like the best thing in the world. Because my biggest issue with the DJI mic is that it's kind of heavy. It's magnetic and it's kind of heavy and it pulls my t-shirt down. It constantly is pulling my t-shirt down. Audio's good. Awesome. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Eggbox, hi, thank you. Kino reviews. What's going on? Audio's good. Perfect. Okay. Actually, let's see. Is this still gonna? It is gonna fall. I should have picked up a little bit around here. It's a bit of a disaster still. There is a lot of packing material that I haven't quite cleaned up from the Bamboo Lab H2S video. Also in the process of recording another video that should be up, I think, in the next few weeks here. So excited about that one, but yeah, it's kind of just a mess here. And instead of cleaning, like I probably should be doing right now, I figured why not open up a new resin printer. I honestly haven't like looked at a brand new resin printer in quite a while. So I was really happy. Anycubic wanted to send this out to me to check out. So I figure, yeah, let's check it out and see how this works and all this. This is actually I think this is the first Anycubic resin printer that I've gotten from them. I'm trying to remember, the last one was maybe 2 years ago now. So ready to see how this, how things have improved, especially on the software side of things. And I know that this one has some really cool things, like the M7 Pro has the built-in heater, I believe, and then auto resin feeding and unfeeding, which is always really cool. Ariel, welcome. Hi there from Vietnam. So that's awesome. Thanks so much for, oh, my thumbnail is the Eufy Make photo. What? Hold on. Can I change that? Yeah, I can. Thank you for letting me know that. I had made a new thumbnail and everything. There we go. Thank you so much for that is quite hilarious that I had the wrong thumbnail up there. And you know what else I forgot to do? I forgot to send out message saying that I was going live here. Oh, good. And then the thumbnail update. It's always a mess when I live stream, honestly, people. I swear I've done this 1 or 2 times, a dozen times, and every time it's somewhat a disaster here. Time Friday night. Sorry, I'm gonna talk and tweet at the same time. Stream unboxing the Anycubic Photon Mono M7 Pro. Come stop by and say hello. Hello. Okay, cool. So there's that. And then I got to figure out how to pop this out. You know, so I bought a Steam Deck. Is that what it's called? A Steam Deck? Like the multi-button thing? I've never set it up. I bought that, I think, a year and a half ago and still haven't set it up. Specifically, so I wouldn't be fumbling around when it comes to setting up streams and doing more interactive things here. Hold on, I'm gonna pop the chat out. And then I'm always forgetting the commands here. Command Shift Plus, there we go. Da-da-da. All right. Yeah. Triple FX. I've been using mine for several months. Great, print's great, but the tubing came loose inside the pump and I had to scrub out the printer and get a replacement parts. They need a clamp on the tube. Okay, that's very good to know. So thank you. Making a note of that because I definitely don't want anything leaking. Took a screenshot of that just so makes it a little bit easier on me in the end. But I'm also excited. I think this is supposed to be print relatively fast. So excited to hear how all of that works. We'll get this out of the box here. Looks like some leveling paper. I don't know if this has auto leveling or I know the most of these resin 3D printers have auto leveling. But oh, it looks like, and here's a screen protector, which is great because I don't want to get any cured resin on that. Yeah, there's no Super Goober. There's no chance I'm dropping and breaking anything today. Fingers crossed. Of course, and I didn't bring my garbage can closer. Ooh! Let's see. Let's do this. Sorry, you guys are gonna hear a lot of noise here for a second. Oh my goodness. Oh. Definitely got some heft to it, that's for sure. Yeah, no, Derek, no glass breaking, no glass breaking. We're not gonna, we actively do not want to be breaking anything. Oh my goodness. Ooh, hello. Okay. This is certainly a big boy here. All right, let's get this stood up so I don't drop anything. I always love this with Anycubic. They've been doing this, oh, there we go. They've been doing this for a few years now where they have this little smiley face packaging that they include with their printers. And I personally enjoy that. Also, yeah, there's no glass on this one, thankfully. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure I'm gonna like this. You'll have to let me know in the chat what you think about the Osmo. Like it's following, and then it sees that I have stuff behind me and it thinks that it's a face, which, you know, goes to show I've got some good looking, cool prints behind me, but it thinks it's a person and will lock in on that instead of me, instead of following me around. All right, so we got a good sized build plate here. Everybody's doing the laser etched thing now, which is pretty cool. That's going to help with the pattern that you have on your build plates that helps with layer adhesion, basically the bonding between the resin print and your build plate so that it nice and sticks. What I used to have to do is lightly sand build plates. So, yeah. Yeah, this is not Linus Tech Tips. Yeah, I prefer not to drop my tech and break it when at all possible. As hilarious as it can be, I just, prefer not to. Okay, this is what I'm really interested in seeing. This is their vat system that has an integrated heat pump on this, and I believe how this works, I could be wrong, is that I believe this is the one that actively, oh no, is this just heating? Actually, I think it is just heating the vat. I thought this was the one that there was, I can't remember which resin printer it was, that would cycle the resin through the vat, but I don't think that this is this one here. It doesn't look like there's enough, I would assume that the vat would be thicker than this if it was gonna be cycling the resin through to heat that up, but this one is, it's just got that built-in heater on the back of it. And then it's got the feeding system here that we can also attach to it. So there's gonna be a tube that is gonna pump in the resin, and then you can also suck out the resin, and I think the other is just for air, and then here's the sensor, and then how it's gonna spit everything out. And it's all just USB driven, which is pretty cool. Tractor Tism. I pre-ordered the Snapmaker. I'm really excited to get hands-on with it. I've emailed with them, so we'll, hopefully at some point here before, I don't know if it's gonna be before the end of the Kickstarter or not, but I would love to get hands-on with it. So we'll see what comes out of that. Again, I backed it just in case because I'd like to be able to show that off to everybody. And I have a knack for backing Kickstarters. I think that was like the 36th or 37th Kickstarter campaign that I've backed. I've done a lot of different 3D printers, tech accessories, 3D printable file campaigns. I think I did one for a software, 3D modeling software campaign, which was really cool that I still need to fully utilize. There's toy action figures. Oh my goodness, I've done multiple for different toys and action figures. So that's always been fun. Let's see here. Yeah, this is the Rad Dad. Yeah, you're right. This is the Pocket 3, the Osmo Pocket 3. You'll see how I've got it on the track mode, so it's gonna follow me around. I use this primarily for a lot of my TikToks and Instagram Reels, the vertical content. I'll also use it when I'm recording my videos normally. So it's just kind of nice that I have something that I can use that will try to stay with me. The problem is, again, it's like it'll, instead of locking on my face, it was locking on Dr. Doom, locking on Deadpool. Anytime it can't keep track of me, it snaps onto something else. Oops, I lost the chat here. And then, yeah, and then the microphone is also, I'm using the DJI the DJI Mic 2. Yeah, the Mic 2, not the 3. The 3 just came out, or something like that. Okay, so inside the box, usual stuff, we're gonna have the power cable. We've got some basic supplies on the inside. So I've got the power cable that I'll be using. This is the bottle adapter. This is very similar to, I think some of the other brands are using almost the exact same style here. Oh, actually this one has a control cable there. So basically you unscrew the bottle, you're gonna fit this in. Since this is an Anycubic printer, this is pretty much set up to work with their bottles. I'm assuming the top is gonna fit a good number of other brands of bottles, but just something to keep in mind. And then the the little tubes that were in the resin feeder. One will connect to, the bigger one connects to the bigger one for the resin, and then the other is for the air. So we'll get that all set up here in just a minute or two. We also have another spatula in here. Oh, that's nice. So anytime you're doing resin 3D printing, you're gonna end up, or getting resin 3D printer, you end up with lots of these little spatulas. They're very handy when it comes to getting your prints off. Oops. Oh, I've got my, is he gonna lock it? Okay, hold on, hold on. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. Let's lower this too a little bit. Lower it, maybe bring it in a little bit closer. Let's see, and then I think if I need to, yeah, there we go. I can reach across. Will it snap onto my face now? There we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, no time. Well, I don't know. Don't be so sure. There is glass, the glass top on these displays as well. So let's see, the protective film, it says there's a little message on here to take off the protective film off of the screen. We did get a proper protective screen. Is this that I should be able to put down on this? Sorry that you, let's see, can I can't. Okay, so we're gonna try and put this screen on. It's a little protective screen. It's like a cell phone screen. One thing immediately, oh my gosh, I'm the worst with this. Shoot. Oh, I don't know what this is. I should probably read through some of the instructions. Okay, well that's on there. There we go. Try this again, but we'll do it properly this time. Or somewhat properly. Okay, this is like putting on a cell phone screen. Interesting enough, this doesn't seem to cover the entire screen, but I guess that's okay. Oh my gosh. I'm never going to be able to get this without air bubbles on it. And the air bubbles don't, from what I've seen at least, the air, if you have some small air bubbles in there, it doesn't really impact your overall prints. All right, I'll try to work those out later, but for time purposes, we've attached the screen protector here. Yeah, at least it's not a door. There is, okay, installation instructions. I probably should have been following along with this from the get-go there instead of just freewheeling this as you do. Okay, preparations. There we go. Okay, preparations, unbox, install the screen protector. Okay, so I installed the screen protector and squeegee out air bubbles and then peel off the, oh, there is. Oh. Well, I'll be. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that. I knew that. I thought that was just a sticker on there. There is, that was an actual one. Saying just read, yeah. Just read and follow the instructions and you won't screw things up. Also, at the beginning of the stream, I was mentioning that I should have cleaned up, and because I still have packaging from the H2S and some other stuff in here. And now I have a whole pile full of extra garbage over there. All right, next up it says install the antenna. So this does have Wi-Fi capabilities. Anycubic does have a mobile app as well, which I'm excited to test out. I don't think I've, the last time I used one of their resin printers, I think they had just launched the mobile app and it wasn't quite working on iOS, if I remember correctly. So I am excited to test that out. All right, the antenna just screws in to the back of the printer. There we go. Yeah, gotta get a house before I can do resin. Yeah, you definitely don't want to do, like, resin is awesome. Resin printing is awesome. Not the best for like small confined spaces by any means. I do have ventilation that I can flip on and export out of here. I also have a air purifier, one of those carbon. I'm drawing a blank here. It's Friday. It's been a long day. But yeah, air filter system. So actually the cool thing with this and with a lot of the resin printers now is on the back of this printer, there is a port so that you can install an exhaust. So if you wanted to exhaust this out a window or something like that, or through a system, you can definitely do that, which is pretty cool. And it's awesome to see that brands have sort of adopted that with a lot of the Resin 3D printers over the last handful of years. But definitely it's, you know, comparing it to the FDM side of things, it's definitely, it's more messy. It can be more messy. Working with the the resin has more risks involved with that, so you got to wear like PPE. You got to have gloves, and it's not a bad idea to have a respirator on. You definitely don't want to be touching the resin with your raw hands. Then you're also going to be dealing with isopropyl alcohol to clean the prints, which can also be irritating. So it's good to have a dedicated space with proper ventilation and, you know, all that you can actually set up for resin printers versus just setting it up in a single studio apartment type thing. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Superhero. Yeah, the activated carbon, yeah, like a HEPA filter. So, yeah, there's definitely some crazy setups that I've seen people that have done, like, for all their, that have like run lots of Resin 3D printers. I like resin printer. I love resin printing, and then I just don't do it. Like, I have a lot of resin printers, but I'm rarely ever running more than one at a single time. So it's not like I have a resin printer factory going. If I did, then better ventilation or walled off section of my studio here for that. Okay, I want to check the inputs and power voltage. They're shown as 230. Okay, where's the voltage? It's on the, is it on the bottom? It is. There we go. Okay, so let me flip the voltage switch. Oh, it's actually already set up properly for me. There we go. So that's good. So we're good there. Check the voltage. Then connect the power cord and press the start button to turn on the printer. To power off, hold down the start button for 2 seconds. All right, so let's get this powered up. Oh, the video's frozen? Oh no. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. What the world, man? Can't do anything nice with this stream. Okay, let me see. What can we do here? Can I swap this over? Hold on, folks. I'm sorting this out for us. Let's see. Why is nothing ever easy? Okay, hold on. We're gonna get this. Okay, hold on. Let's do this. No. Oh my goodness. Why is this not working? Okay. Of course, this is not working. Ah! Sorry, everybody. Hold on. Oh, you know what I can do? Hold on. I can turn on my... There we go. I can turn on the webcam at least. So there should be something coming through, hopefully. Let me see. All right, let me try and reset this maybe? Okay, is that working? All right, let's do this. We'll do some magic here, or attempt to do some magic here. Hold on. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, is this working? I think this is working now. You have to let me know. Yeah, now I can have two camera angles. You'll have to let me know if the, you have to let me know if this audio and everything is working. Okay, I think it is. I see myself. I don't know if it's... Yeah, now I can have two. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm sorry, I was double checking my audio from the computer. Okay, so... I don't know, we'll have to speed through this then. So my Osmo is freezing up. I thought I had that issue sorted after I firmware updated it, but apparently not. So I think it's locking up, but it's still connected and the audio is coming through from the Osmo Pocket 3. I have my Sony camera. This is the camera that I primarily shoot with. I've got that set up as a webcam to my camera. So we'll see how long that lasts before it overheats. Yeah, and then the audio's coming from the mic here, but it's going to the Osmo Pocket, which can't, like, it won't connect to show video. Oh, okay. The Anycubic. You guys, love you guys. Same as Bamboo. Can we get some longer power cables, please? What is the? It's like 3 feet long, 3 foot long power cable here. I need longer power cables than that. That just barely fits my outlets there under the table. Okay, we're gonna fire it up. Dead Zombie, congrats. Yeah, there are, oh my goodness. We'll see, hopefully this thing stays on me. Yeah, there are a ton of different accessories that you can print for it. I would say Printables has just like a ton of different accessories that people have made. Probably the one that I use the most or enjoy the most is the riser, the top riser. It's it takes a little bit to print, but it allows you to get a little extra room vertically up top for the glass panel, which is really nice. Okay, so we're gonna get this thing set up. I need to select my language. We're gonna walk through the prompts here. Global, initial setup. Let me watch this here. Install the platform, there we go. Okay. Okay, install the platform. Tighten the knob. Install the resin vat. Woohoo! Man, this is like, there is little connection, electronic connection points. It is gonna try, I don't know what it is. Each of my cameras keep trying to focus on Dr. Doom, but those little connection points line up on the back here. That all, oops, sits nicely in place. I need to remove the protective screen on this. PETG, Dead. Yeah, you want PETG for that probably. I printed one of them in PLA, and honestly, it's been fine. Like it hasn't melted or anything like that, and I've printed with you know, ASA a handful of times, and primarily leave it all closed up, but it's, you know, it works just as well. All right, now it wants me to, so I've got this on. I need to put the bolts in. Ooh, hello. Okay, here's one. What's, Fred, what's PCTG? I'm not familiar with PCTG. Is that like PETG but with carbon fiber? Or I've been really enjoying the glass-filled PETG. Just did a whole bunch of prints today that'll be showing off in a video this weekend using that. And man, I am really, like I did the spray can mixer that I did in the glass-filled PETG, and then this other whole, like a bunch of different prints with black glass-filled PETG, and it just produces this really nice texture that I feel like helps hide a lot of layer lines, and it feels super durable and strong. Oh no, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Nick TD, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I didn't even see that. It was scrambling once everything frozen. That's way too kind of you. You don't, please folks, you don't have to do any of that craziness. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Nick. Way too kind of you. Yeah, so what was I saying? The glass-filled PETG, I'm just loving that stuff. Okay, so I've got the bed on, I've got the vat installed, clamped down. I'm following the on-screen instructions. It's asking me to pour in resin. Of course, do I have resin on hand here? Give me 1 second to grab a bottle of resin. I do have a lot of resin. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. There we go, I do have some. And I need, where are my gloves? Okay, here we go. Oh my god. B1 RG, yeah, the Polymaker high temp PLA. In the video I'm doing this weekend, one of the prints I also did with that, but I've had, I think I did a video on it or a handful of prints with it in a video at the beginning of the summer. And I've had a planter out on my deck all summer, and it's not warped or anything, and it's held up fantastic. I should actually post about that because it's done seriously amazed at how well that's held up in the bright direct sun. And then it's on my deck, directly on the deck ground, and I have like gray slatted flooring, so it gets pretty hot. Let's see. What was it? Is it SD cards? Oh no, that down there? Yeah, those are extra camera batteries. I have some other cameras that I bought for live stream purposes, and I never use them. God, I'm the worst at managing tech that I buy. So the problem with the other two cameras, the problem with the other two cameras that I have is auto-focusing, I can't quite sort, and every time I've streamed with it, people complain that the auto-focusing is like constantly shooting at them. And then I need a second tripod. That's like, Nick, maybe I'll use the $50 that you donated to me and I'll just buy, I'll go on Amazon this evening and buy myself another tripod that I can set that up with. Okay, I'm gonna pour in some resin here. I'm not entirely sure how much resin. I'm gonna pour in just a little amount there. Oh, it's asking me to connect to my network. Install the vat, pour resin into that, let's feed it stuck in the holes. Tighten the two knobs. Dude, please. Oh my goodness. Building the LDO armored turtle. I don't know what that is. What's the armored turtle? That sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna have to look that up. And thank you again. That's ridiculous. Thank you. Ooh, Matt, 3D print a tripod. I'll have to look to see if someone has a tripod 3D print file. It wouldn't surprise me that someone's designed something out there that could do that. Let me do wire. I also don't know my own Wi-Fi password. Here. Okay. So none of you see my very secret password here. Okay. Clayton, another Clayton here. Nice to virtually meet you. Yeah, what's the Nick? What's the turtle armored turtle thing? I'm gonna have to look that up here. Okay, is this connected? All right, it's connected to the Wi-Fi. It's asking me to download the app. I'm gonna skip that for now and start. Okay. So that was anticlimactic. I thought it was going to do something. I'm gonna plug in the USB stick on the side and see if there is anything that we can test print with this. There we go. So there's nothing on the built-in storage. Oh, there is a bunch of prints here. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna run one of these that says it's a high-speed print. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add a little bit more resin to this. No idea what it is. It looks like some kind of bowl. It says it's gonna take 35 minutes. So I figure we'll print and chat here. And then hopefully my camera doesn't. Currently in high-speed mode, confirm yes. Yes, I'm using high-speed resin. I was using Anycubic's high-speed resin. Also, normally, don't recommend printing without the, you know what, I'm gonna put this on. We'll let it, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, everybody. Hold on. Nick, what the world, dude? Bro, that is ridiculous. Okay, now I'm on my way to get like from a tripod that was like kind of gonna work to now I'll definitely be able to get a semi-decent tripod. Thank you. Please though, man. That's you know, way armored turtle here. Just barely finished the calibration part of the armored turtle. Super Goober is also doing is also doing that. Okay, I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna pull up this on the other thing here. I need like another monitor is what I need. What am I doing? LDO armored turtle. Oh, yes, yes. I've seen. Who have I seen that was building this on, I think, TikTok? Someone had built this out, and it's your own custom AMS, right? For your Vorons. I don't know if it works with other things. I do a lot of 3D printing stuff. I'm so far from anything Voron related because I'm not Mr. Assemble anything. I also bought a year ago when it went up for sale the Positron, or I think it was the V3 when it went up for pre-sale, and I bought it and it's still in the box in the other room. I have not assembled it yet. I just know that's going to take me like a solid week of assembly in order to get that thing fully situated. Yeah, way too kind of you guys. Let's see. Yeah, Nick scored 3 touchdowns. Okay, this is going. There is built-in monitoring with this. I'm not sure what. It says there's monitoring. I don't know if the vat is heating or not. Sorry, you guys are seeing the top of my head. Hopefully I'm not balding anywhere. I have to swing around to the front. Yeah, it is. You definitely want to be wearing, typically you want to be wearing respirator when working around resin. I'm not super worried. I will typically, if I was hanging out here, I would be. Dr. Doom is balding. Dr. Doom, he's bald back there. Is this right here, I'm definitely losing a little up front there. Sorry, I'm just swinging around front to check out the, you guys can come in here with me. I am trying to take a look at the front interface, and I'm trying to see. if the heating is on. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, it's the temperature. I wonder if that automatically, I'll have to do some more research on it and see, read up a little bit more on it, because I thought it said something about that the heater will automatically kick on. And that's honestly, sorry, you guys are gonna swing around here as I'm resetting up this tripod. I'm gonna set this back on so I'm not inhaling resin fumes while we're sitting here chatting. But I believe, from what I was looking at previously, that the heater will automatically kick on when it detects that the temperature is needed, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see the snap maker for myself and see how that all, you know, the tool changing action is, man, competition is heating up, and it's great for all of us out here into 3D printing, that's for sure. So there's one thing that I'm really wondering is, you know, what further advancements brands like Anycubic or Elegoo or Creality or even like Bamboo, if they decided to get into resin, could do to further push the envelope when it comes to resin 3D printing. And it feels like the printer side of things has really gotten to a point where it's almost as good as it feels like it's gonna get with resolution. Like this is a 14K resolution printer, which is insane. And it's got a pretty decently large build volume that I could print most statues or figurines or anything like that. But I think it's going to be not necessarily the printers, but it's the post-processing and how they can further simplify those side of things. Or I really would like to see more brands diving into further testing out different materials and having, just like we've seen on the FDM side of things with lots of pre-built out profiles, you know, that same situation, but on the resin side of things could be like really nice to see. You are live. This, by the way, I'm still nerding out over this. I just got this. It's like, it looks like a necklace. I can't pull it out. Sorry, you guys are gonna hear the disconnect. This is for the Insta360 cameras, but it's a necklace puck. Derailed 3D told me about this because I was complaining about it. So I use the wireless mics, the DJI mics, and it's got a magnet on the back. And normally I clip it through my t-shirt and it's constantly yanking down on my t-shirt. And so every time I'm recording videos, I'm readjusting my t-shirt to pull it down. Like I don't want my t-shirt yanked down. But this, it's just a little necklace that you can wear and it prevents it from pulling down on my shirt. So I can either wear it like this, or what I've been doing is putting it in my shirt. And now there's no pulling. It's such a simple thing. Such a simple thing. Oh, TPU is fun. There is some really crazy TPUs as well that you can play around with. I've got a new TPU from Soraya Tech that I'm excited to get some prints going with. That's, I think, like 80. It's supposed to be like insanely flexible. So excited to play around with that. But this is now going. I'll take the lid off here in a few minutes once we've got it fully past the first few layers. With resin 3D printers, typically how things go is the first handful of layers will be slower than the rest of the layers. So it really helps with the bonding of the print to the build plate when you're printing with resin. So typically those first few layers will be slower than the rest. And this is supposed to be again, a high-speed resin printer. I think they said this can print up to like 170 millimeters. Is that per hour? With high-speed resin. I'll be testing that out to see. But that's, it should be flying here. Assuming that it's gonna be using some of those default settings once we get past the initial layers. Actually, yeah, it's on layer 32. Around here for a second so you guys can all see that as well. It's not even lifting that high, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna try and not yank the camera cable out here. You see here, it's normally like years ago with resin printers, it would lift almost all the way out, pause for a second, and then go back down and continue. This is literally lifting for just what seems like a half a second. So up and down. It's going up and down basically. And then when it goes down, there's a layer of UV light that flashes the image that helps cure this directly to the build plate. The details though, the details, people, that's what I'm excited about. Let's kick this back around. Oh, the other thing is I do have the Anycubic Cobra. No, is it the Anycubic? Anycubic Cobra. Yeah, the S1 combo. I do have that I'll be doing some content on. I want to start doing some comparisons between all of these multicolor machines. There's just so many, like we're seeing a lot more of them now, and it's just a lot of options. But for anybody that's interested in a printer now you have a variety of different brands that are doing their own thing when it comes to these printers. And hopefully, you know, we start seeing some more larger machines. We start seeing some more, you know, further refinements of these as people are jumping into them. We see more Turtle Box AMS units out there. Oh my goodness. Too crazy. And we got a long weekend. I'm up in New York. My kids start to school back next week. Super excited about that. It means I have more free time to work on projects and everything. I also have Pooch, Repcord is gonna be here. Oh no, did I just lose internet? No, did I just lose internet? No, I think I'm still connected. Oh my goodness, what is going on tonight? I'm just having a, is this? Okay, so I am still here. My goodness. Pop out chat, there we go. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. 3D Print 747. Keep up with it, man. Like, you never, like, it's such a wild thing doing this, and it's like, it's just insane how more easily accessible 3D printing has become over the years. And now, like, it further enables people to get in and start making stuff. I follow so many different creators and makers, and there's just so many people coming up with innovative thing. And it's like, I feel like, oh, well, we've probably figured it all out by now. No, 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 no. Someone else comes up with like this wild idea for a new material or a new way to assemble prints. And it's such an awesome way that everybody, like whether it's a creator making the content and sharing it out, and then, or it's just people, you know, on a smaller scale, sharing that on things like Facebook, on 3D printing groups, or on Reddit in these threads. It's just, it's such an insane thing. But thank you so much. That was way too kind of you here. Let me see. Let me pop this out. Pop out the chat again. Hopefully this doesn't crash. Exacted TV. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for saying hi. Coming in and saying hi. Yeah, super Goober. Yeah, still managed. I don't know what just happened there. Like my laptop glitched out and disconnected. So my battery on my camera is still decent. Hopefully the camera doesn't start to overheat. We are 22%. No. We're 23% of the way done with this print. I'm looking at the temperature reading, not the percent complete to this. Let's see. Hey, Clayton, no worries, man. Oh, Neo Core Prince. What's up, dude? I wanted to get your input, since you're here, on the whole Hue Forge in bamboo situation. Like, I get competition, but I don't know. It feels kind of scummy to me, to be honest. Like, I don't love it. I don't love what they're doing, but you know, I'm interested to see how this, where it goes or what happens with it. I know people that have used Hue Forge have complained that it's like, it can be complicated to use and to understand. So it'll be interesting to see what Bamboo does to, or how they go about simplifying that. But it's still just a weird, I don't know. It just felt a little odd to me that they went in and there did that. That is an option, you know, a very valid option. Oh, random dude. Took a break from the channel, no worries. And then any updates on the Magneto statue? He's like 15 feet around the corner from here. Like, it's the main thing you see when you walk into my studio. And he's there. He's up. He's standing, but he's not sanded smooth. He's not painted. I started working on getting better connection points for the legs and then for the arms. I'm still properly attached, or they're really on there sturdy, and not worried about them falling. Right now, it's like, if you pull, even with a little bit of pressure, the arm's gonna pop off, or the leg's gonna pop off, or if I bump into the statue too hard, it might, like, part of it might topple off. There is a pole that runs through the waist and the upper torso, but you know, there's a reason why a lot of people go with the standing versions of statues versus the floating. I'll figure it out. I was debating on, like, can I heat up a metal rod and shove it through one leg, shove it through the other leg, and then somehow lock them in place that way. Oh, the setup was this was really straightforward. Don't bother watching the beginning of the stream though, because it was a disaster. It's just a mess, as usual with my streams. I had the wrong thumbnail up. My camera stopped working for, like, I don't know, a solid few minutes there while I was getting that sorted. But basically, you just take it out of the box. You're gonna take off the screen protectors that come on the machine. You're gonna install a proper screen protector on there, and then it's just a matter of getting it powered up and then putting the vat on, the build plate on, adding some resin, and then starting to print. So it does come, the Pro version has the auto resin feeder. I don't have this hooked up yet. I'll be doing some bigger prints and doing a full video on the machine soon. So I'll be testing this whole thing out. I am excited that it has the heater built in. It came with this that I still do not know what this is. So we'll be digging into that because I don't know what this little card thing is exactly. So we'll see what that is. And then I haven't connected the mobile app yet, so I'll be doing that. And I'm assuming there's gonna be a firmware update. I did get it connected to my network, but I have not updated the firmware. So after this first test print's done, I'll definitely do that. It's flying though. This thing is, it's lifted up out of the vat now. And let me turn the camera around here. You can see it. Oh, can I? Look at this, look at this. Da, 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 da. Oh my gosh. It's a spider web of cables here. Will this focus? There we go, yeah. So it is definitely, it's going down for a second, up, down, up, down, up. So it's flying through the layers. This is 562 layers, and we're almost halfway done with this. So this is using the Anycubic Rapid resin. This is some that I had left over from previously. So thankfully just shook it up and you threw it in there. I can't, oh, it is. Is it? It feels like this is warm. It's not hot. The vat's not hot, but it feels a little warm. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to ask if there's, or look into it to see if there's any kind of indicator if the heated vat is on. Like I can see that there's the temperature sensor there. I just don't see that right off the get-go. Let me do this. Turn this off. There we go. Focus in on Dr. Doom. Okay, put that back on. And again, folks, don't normally stand next to the resin printers when they're, yeah, this thing, Superior, yeah, it is, it's flying. Yeah, Neokoi, I have high hopes for this. I was mentioning at the top of the stream that this is the first new resin printer that I've looked at in quite a while. Was excited that Anycubic reached out to have me take a look at it. The last Anycubic printer that I looked at, I think was maybe 2 years ago, and it worked fairly well. I think I still have it somewhere in here. I'm like a hoarder of 3D printers at this point. Anytime I have people come by, it's like, hey, do you need a 3D printer? And we'll usually have someone leave with a 3D printer. Yeah, but it's moving. It's pretty quick with its fast mode. They said in the specs, I think it said 170 millimeters per hour. Definitely be testing that out to see how that is. Charles, yeah, are you getting the H2C from Bamboo? I will hopefully, I don't know, like if I don't get one, if I don't get sent one for like review and to show off, I'll definitely be buying one. I did buy the H2D, so, and then they sent the H2S for me to check out. I'm still like, side of things, I was like zero interest in a laser cutter module or a Cricut module built, like maybe the Cricut more than the laser cutter. The laser cutter though, just, it just seems like it's an odd, like I get people want an all-in-one unit for a machine, but it just seems like it's gonna gunk up the internal of your printer when you're using that. And it's, I barely do maintenance as it is on most of my 3D printers. If I'm doing laser cutting in there, it's just gonna be, I'd wreck the thing in probably less than 6 months. The Wash and Cure 3 Max, I don't have that yet, but I did see that. I still have their Wash and Cure. It was usually, oh, no, that's the Elegoo one. I've got their other Wash and Cure somewhere over here on the other side. I think it was the second, the big one, the Plus one. I love that thing. And it flies. When it's the cleaning cycle, it's like almost too violent, but it cleans really well. Peter, yeah, Hay Gears seems to make some really great machines. I really need to look at getting my hands on one of those and checking it out. I understand, like, I know people are kind of turned off by the closed off ecosystem that they have, sort of like Formlabs, but I've heard it's like a more affordable version of a Formlabs printer, and I've heard they just work extremely well, but it is at the cost of being a bit more expensive than, you know, like Anycubic resin that you can buy straight off of Amazon and just work with. Like I can plug in, I can put any resin in here as long as I can figure out what the settings are and print it with this printer right here. Same with majority of the printers that I've ever worked with. You don't have to worry about that, but that's the one upside of paying a little more, is that you're in that ecosystem and you don't have to worry about settings. And it's probably what it's going to be like if Bamboo ever decided to get into the resin game. You'd see, you know, some really refined print profiles for the resin 3D printers. Yeah. War paint. You know what's funny is it never occurred to me that makes, until you literally just said that the C stands for change, which I would guess is probably true, right? Too funny. Also, happy Friday, everybody. I think for a lot of us, it's gonna be a long weekend. I don't know if anybody's gotta work this weekend. I'm gonna be working on a bunch of projects. I got a new video that I'm recording and trying to edit tomorrow for Sunday. Everything finished printing. I'm doing assembling, and I might do some painting this evening while what's John Cena's new show? The second season of, man, why am I'm drawing a big blank there. John Cena show. Peacemaker. Jesus, I couldn't remember the name of Peacemaker. So second season of Peacemaker. I think there's a few episodes out now. So, hi Kai Labs. Yeah, it's the party weekend. So I'm still trying to figure out what we're gonna do on Monday. If we're gonna be, I'm assuming we're gonna be doing grilling. I don't know, going to the in-laws and grilling, if they're coming to my house and grilling, what we're gonna be grilling. Gotta pick up stuff to grill still. Haven't done any of that prep work before this. Yes, superhero, yeah, it's cold. I'm up in Rochester, New York. It is cold for August. It was in the 60s today. Like all day today it was in the 60s. Yeah, Peacemaker. I have not watched any of the new episodes yet, so looking forward to doing a little binging tonight and print cleanup and maybe some painting, and then tomorrow recording and editing, posting the video Sunday, relaxing Sunday, the rest of Sunday and Monday. And then back at it. The kids go back to school on Tuesday. I'll be back here. I've got a mountain full of stuff that I need to get unboxed and start working on. I've got a whole other video project that I'm working on over here. And then I want to get some prints going on this so that I can start showing off this guy and get a video up and running here, hopefully in like the next 2 weeks on this. By the way, this is at 80%. Oh my gosh, there is a gnat flying around here. Kai, where are you at? Are you in Buffalo or Syracuse or something like that? All right, here's the good news. It is actually printing. I'll get you guys in there a close look. Let me this thing is just hauling. I am very excited to get some prints going with this and see how it fares. That's just, it's like insane how fast that is printing. What's this? I think it's a $400 machine. 400? The Pros, I think 400, 500. It's pretty crazy. The other little fun tidbit is Anycubic was the very first brand to ever send me my first resin 3D printer. The Anycubic Photon was the very first resin 3D printer that I had ever worked with and I had ever used. And that was ages ago now. I think that was like 2018, 2017, 2018, I think, something like that. Maybe, I don't think it was 2019, I think it was 2018, and it was, you know, crazy small build volume. It was nowhere near printing as fast as that, but I still remember being blown away at the print quality of it. And I was doing the most absurd things when printing with my first set of resin printers. I would print with the resin printer, clean off the print with it still on the build plate. Like I'd try and dunk it in some IPA in a bucket or something like that. And then I'd take it and bring the build plate outside in the sun up against my brick wall behind my house, and I'd take pictures and videos holding it up because I thought it looked nice back there, being a complete moron and realizing that it's curing the resin while it's like the uncured resin that was still on there while I'm doing those things. It wasn't like I was out there for very long, but it was still screwing up some of the prints, and it was really adhering. Like it would really get stuck to the build plate at times. Jono, yeah, that's your first printer as well, huh? Oh no, 3 print PA. That's not what I want to hear. Dear John, it depends on what I like. I'm horrible at airbrushing, and I keep saying it's one of those things that I need to just sit down and practice more with it. I've been doing like a lot of with the model paints and just as easily as I can get paint on there and painting with it. I really need to get more of the Duncan Rhodes, Duncan Rhodes two thin coats or two thin coats. Seems to just go on extremely well and smoothly, and again, it's like, as the name says, 2 thin coats of it. And like that's perfect. I don't need to constantly be layering and layering and layering and layering to get the color that I'm going for. Outside of that, I'm a big spray can user. So especially for the larger helmets and stuff like that, I'll use spray cans over anything for sure. Yeah, the AV, the heated vat is, I think, helping a lot with that. Oh. Is that it? Did it finish? That's it. Okay, yeah, it is. The test for the high-speed resin. Look at that. I'm doing the McDonald's song for some reason. Hold on. Oh, that's looking pretty cool. Hold on. Let me move my laptop out of the way here. Sorry, I've got the brightness on my camera jacked up. Contrast and brightness. Let me get my slat mat out. Okay, I'll take this off and take a look at it here. Let some of it drip off. Hold on. We'll do this properly here. We'll do it properly here. By the way, I can't see anything that you guys are saying. Oh, that has a cool Anycubic. It's got the Anycubic logo on there. Look at all the crispy details. This looked really good. This was, again, this was a 35-minute print, I think it was. Let's see. 31 minutes and 45 seconds for this to print. And it was 562 layers, which is just insane for being able to print as fast as it did. This is going to be a lot of fun to play around with, and hopefully I'm getting as good of results as that I'm seeing right here from this test print. Like, this just is a, I would love to know what this was, what layer height. It's got to be printed at a 0.5 layer height. I'm not really seeing any of the layer lines on this. This is super impressed with it so far, though. And look at that. Oh, it's because it's supported and raised. I was like, how did they get away with no, like, that's Suction City right there. But there must be, it must be lifted fully so that there's air getting out of the bottom. That's one of the biggest issues if you guys are new to Resin 3 printing, is just how to properly support, hollow, make sure that you don't have areas that have a suction area like this, if this was fully closed in, where air could get trapped, or resin gets trapped, and it causes pockets, and that's what causes a lot of times for your prints to burst, along with a variety of other things. Sorry, hold on, I'm putting this camera down for 2 seconds. I've got to get a napkin and clean a little bit here. But yeah, this was an awesome first. I didn't realize how quick this was going to be. I thought that was going to be, like, I thought they were going to have just a little dinky thing there, but that was a nice big old printo, and it was a quick 35-minute one. All right, hold on. I'm going to get the camera on here. I need another napkin. Here. I'm not prepared for this stream, a resin stream. I just wanted to say hi before I go, because I'm going to wrap this up now that we got this printing. Did I forget to change that? I did. This is how it works, people. Also, I think tonight, by the way, so I've got some print cleanup that I need to do. I've got a little bit of painting that I think I'm going to do while I watch Peacemaker, and then I'm debating on Helldivers is now out on Xbox, and I've never played Helldivers before, and it looks insanely fun, and I'm thinking about jumping in on that this evening and playing some Helldivers. Kai Labs. I'm using a Sony ZV-E1. That's my primary camera that I use for recording most of my videos. I also, for a lot of my vertical videos, I'll use the Osmo Pocket 3. I was using that for this stream until it froze up. I do not, like, I love this Sony camera, the ZV-E1. It's horrible because it overheats all the time. Like, anything over like 30 or 40 minutes and it wants to overheat. So, yeah. Hokies. Oh, it's good to know. Yeah, I've got to get a few of my buddies to jump on there with me on Xbox and play it. I'm on Apex Legends still since launch. I play that game almost like that. I jump between Apex and PUBG. I haven't played PUBG in a while, but I was played PUBG a lot, and then went back to Apex, and then went back to PUBG, and then I'm back on Apex. Now, it's like one of those things I just can't get out. Nick, dude, bro. For a better sound processor. That, I'll admit to everybody, audio has been the biggest struggle for me forever. That and color grading and lighting properly. I have multiple lights that I use. I can never quite figure out if it's too bright or it's too dark. And then my colors are always out of whack. But Nick, thank you so much. That was way too kind of you. I will definitely be, it's going to the tripod fun, I think, though. I need a better tripod so I can get the multi-camera set up here. But yeah, maybe I'll look in to see if I can dual wield an option there. Oh my goodness. You guys are crazy. You guys are way too crazy. Hey, oh no, have I heard anything, Hot Tuna, have I heard anything from the Athena 2 resin printer? No, I haven't. I need to reach back out to those guys. That had so much promise. And mine just, unfortunately, like some of the wiring wasn't right. And I remember working with them and trying to get that sorted, and we couldn't get it sorted. So hopefully the second go around, is a better machine. So I'd love to see what they've been working on with that. Again, it's sort of like the resin side of things. Everybody's been focusing on resolution, screen resolution, and better screen resolution, but there's only so much that we can go to. This is a 14K. Anything beyond like a 12, 14, 16K, come on. That's like, it's almost, you're going too far with that. Like anything beyond 16 is probably just insane. Because I feel like we're not gonna be able to really capture or see the detail to a full extent. With like a 12K, I'm already getting amazing prints. 14K, that was already looking like a ridiculously cool print. So it's one of those things that it's like, where else can they put in the advancements to make it work better? And I think it's gonna be just usability. Like a lot of it's gonna come down to usability, whether it's cleanup or like, one other really cool one is the Chitu systems, their Hoopat system, where they've made it easier to swap out the FEP sheets. I think that's a fantastic advancement because it normally takes you like anywhere between 30 minutes plus to swap out an FEP sheet. And with those Hoopat, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but it's the new VAT system that they had. You can it's like 30 seconds to a minute, and you just unclasp it and throw in a new one and clap it all back down. It's awesome. That's such a simple idea. That's what I'm talking about. It's usability that I feel like a lot of the brands are going to have to start focusing on, of how can they just make it easier to use, easier to maintain, easier cleanup, easier post-processing. All of that is going to be a big focal point, I think. But yeah, I need to get out of here. I've got to clean this up, and then I'm going to take some pictures here and then maybe a video. I don't know. But I want to say thank you so much for everybody for hanging out on a Friday evening. You didn't have to hang out with me, but you did, so thank you. You guys, Nick, way too kind, sir. It's like ridiculous. Enjoy the turtle build. Hopefully you get everything assembled there correctly. But yeah. I will hopefully be doing some more live streams soon now that the kids are going back to school. And then stay tuned. I've got a video going up. Fingers crossed I'll have that done and posted on Sunday. And then some other really cool stuff that I'm working on for a video next week. So, hey, just a little advanced preview there for you guys. Yeah, I've got some shopping to do. I've got a little Amazoning to do. I'll be looking for the tripod, be looking for the audio processor. I don't know what I'm doing here on the live stream, so anything that I can do to, improve the live stream setup is a win in my book. Hey, thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out tonight. I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna end this if I can remember how to end stream button. There we go. Hey, thanks, everybody. Bye now.